Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to take the lines essay on women in armed forces. The lines essay on women in armed forces. Before I start, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you have any suggestions or recommendations, you can write them in the comments below. So let's start. Number 1 is women. Women have been serving in the armed forces. Have been serving in the armed forces for centuries. But their roles have often been limited to support positions. Women have been serving in the armed forces for centuries, but their roles have often been limited to support positions. Point number 2. It wasn't until the late 20th century. It wasn't until the late 20th century that women were officially allowed to serve in combat areas. Combat roles in many countries. It wasn't until the late 20th century that women were officially allowed to serve in combat roles in many countries. Number 3. Despite this progress, women still face challenges. Women still face challenges. And discrimination in the armed forces. Face challenges and discrimination in the armed forces. Despite this progress, women still face challenges and discrimination in the armed forces. Point number 4. Women make up a small percentage. Women make up a small percentage of the armed forces. most countries. With men still dominating the ranks. With men still dominating the ranks. Women make up a small percentage of the armed forces in most countries, with men still dominating the ranks. Point number 5. However, women have proven themselves. Women have proven themselves to be just as capable as men. To be just as capable as men in compact situations. However, women have proven themselves to be just as capable as men in compact situations. Point number 6. Women in the armed forces. Women in the armed forces often face unique military service. Unique military service with family responsibilities. With family responsibilities. Women in the armed forces often face unique military service with family responsibilities. Point number 7. Many countries have implemented policies to support women in the armed forces. Such as providing maternity leave and child care services. Many countries have implemented policies to support women in the armed forces, such as providing maternity leave and child care services. Point number 8. Women in the armed forces have made significant significant contributions to their countries, serving with honor and distinction, with honor and distinction. Women in the armed forces have made significant contributions to their countries, serving with honor and distinction. Point number 9. The presence of women in the armed forces has helped to break down gender stereotypes and to promote gender equality The presence of women in the armed forces has helped to break down gender stereotypes and promote gender equality. Point number 10. Women in the armed forces play a vital role in defending their countries, and should be recognized by their bravery and dedications. Women in the armed forces play a vital role in defending their countries and should be recognized by their bravery and dedications. So this was today's essay on women in armed forces. See you next time. Goodbye.